Well, there's a way to start a service. Good morning, my friends, on this Memorial Day Sunday. I wonder if you'll join me in reciting our call to worship. As we gather for this time of worship on this Memorial Day weekend, let us do so with peace on our minds and peace in our hearts. Let us dream. Please join me. Let us dream of a loving, peaceful world where we see each other as though we are looking at one another through the eyes of God. Let us dream of a resourceful world where we cherish the unique gift of one another. Let us dream of a hopeful world where we recognize the grace of healing and forgiveness and the ability for those things to transform us and make all things new. On this Memorial Day weekend, let us dream of peace for all people. And may our dreams, God's dreams, come true. I wonder now if you'll join me in singing. This is a day we're kind of celebrating music. We're going to have a lot of videos here to enjoy and songs, but let's sing a beautiful hymn for the day we are called. That was for you, Lori Walker. One last time. Good morning, my friends. Good morning, and welcome to Faith United Church of Christ, coming to you live from the studios at Faith UCC on this beautiful, hopefully soon rainy. It's weird to say that, but we really need rain up here, or down here. Hopefully on this rainy day, I wish you a blessed Memorial Day weekend. I hope it's going to be a great weekend for you, and you can get out. If it's not raining, or even if it is, go splash in the puddles, go have some fun. I hope it's going to be a great weekend of celebrating those that we have lost to service and remembering their legacy and all that they sacrificed for us. So a blessed Memorial Day weekend to all of you. Hey, especially welcome to Any visitors that we have with us, first-time visitors, return visitors, we are so delighted to have you with us this day. If you are visiting and you're on Facebook, go ahead and make yourself known so that we can just welcome you warmly with open arms, as we love to do here at Faith UCC. So welcome. And if you are visiting with us, or even if you have been here for a while and haven't done so yet, go ahead and email our office@faithucc.org. And we can get you on our mailing list, so we can send you that weekly newsletter, The Open Door, that goes out every Thursday. Again, office@faithucc.org. Well, hey, if it is Memorial Day weekend, it is May 30th today, and that makes next week June 6th. And that means we're reopening. We're reopening for business next week. It's exciting. It's been a long time, long 15 months. I'll talk more about that in the sermon in just a bit. But I do just want to kind of just give a couple guidelines here that we worked hard to solicit all the feedback that we could to make this a safe opening and make people feel comfortable here coming back. And as people come back, as they're comfortable doing. Not everybody will want to come back here right away, but many will. I know many are planning on it and they're excited. But you need to make that decision on your own. But here's some of just a brief, and see the newsletter for more information on this. And I'm going to write a piece this week as well. So go ahead and catch that. But just a quick reminder, masks. We're going to ask people to wear masks. I know CDC is saying we're going maskless, but I think just as we come back for at least a month, let's wear masks and just protect one another and just see how it goes. We'll reevaluate that maybe at the end of June. Please respect people's distance when you come back. Maybe less hugging and handshaking and more namaste. Try it with me. Put your hands together. Say namaste. That means the light of God or Christ or the Spirit in me recognizes the light of the Spirit in you. So maybe more of that, less hugging and handshaking to start off with. We won't be doing any kids programming yet, so we're going to start revamping that for the fall. You'll be hearing more about that. But the kids' room in the back is set up so kids can be with parents during the service. And if they want to just step back for a little bit, there's books and activities back there, all sorts of things that parents and kids can do together. And that's just right in the back room there. So not far off the sanctuary at all. And watch for more information on a new kids program coming this fall. Hospitality will be mainly outside, weather permitting, of course. And we're going to hold off on celebrating communion next week as well, just to get a feel for how many people are back, how it feels, and then we'll reevaluate that in the weeks to come. And really important, please wear your name tags. I know you might have to go find it. I think mine's on my coffee maker in my office. It's a magnet. I stuck it there. But yours might be stuck down in your car seat or at the bottom of your purse or in a drawer somewhere. But we have so many new folks that have joined us. It'd be nice, just a nice way to say welcome so that we can know one another's names when we come back. And it has been 15 months, so who knows? we may need to get reacquainted a little bit. So just those are the guidelines. Again, see the newsletter for more. But next week, 10:30, right here, doors are open at Faith UCC. Hey, speaking of next week and coming back, I want to put a little challenge out to you. There's a lot of places that are kind of competing to collect the most pounds of food to go over to Dunedin Cares. And so I'm thinking we need to ramp up our game here. So I'm thinking if you are coming back next week, I wonder if you can bring a canned good, something that can go to the food pantry next door, soup, canned goods, pancake mix, syrup, peanut butter jelly, shampoo, conditioner, all of that kind of stuff. There's a whole list of it in the newsletter. You can take a look. But really anything that folks need in this time, and there's a lot of need out there. So let's try and get to 100 pounds. We've been averaging around 29 to 30, something like that, per week. But if we can get up to 100 pounds, that's awesome. And what a great way to do it when we come back. And right when you come in, you'll see a bin labeled Dunedin Cares. And you can just go ahead and drop it right in that bin or right around it. Hopefully it'll be so overflowing that you'll have to put the stuff around it. And we'll stock it up. So 100-pound challenge next week. If you're coming back, bring a good. Go get your BOGOs and all that good stuff, and we'll fill those food pantry shelves. Hey, real quick here, Ann and Kara, they sent me an announcement, and I think I have a slide here. I'm going to hide myself. That's okay. Ann and Kara's. I'm going to read this for what Esther sent me. Ann and Kara's Women's Circle is pleased to announce the next gathering of Together Women Rise, which was formerly a Dining for Women. The new name and logo more clearly represent the vision and mission of this nonprofit. The virtual meeting will be held on Saturday, June 5th at 11 a.m. from 11 a.m. to noon. The featured June grantee video will highlight Guatemala's Cremos, which supports treatment for women who are victims of intimate partner and gender violence. The sustained grantee named Ripple is based in Malawi, teaches women how to make and maintain inexpensive cook stoves that have the ability to transform the way women in rural Malawi work, ultimately protecting the environment, saving lives, improving economic well-being, and empowering women. So please join them on Zoom for this informative and compelling discussion. And the Zoom ID is right up there. And I'm assuming we'll get this in the newsletter this week as well, so you can go ahead and read all about it and find that information there. Thank you, Ann and Kara. What a wonderful program, what a wonderful cause to engage. Hey, I want to lift up a couple of concerns and joys. Please hold Jeff and Betsy Gannier in your hearts and prayers. Jeff had a heart procedure, a pretty invasive heart procedure on Friday, and things went very well, and he actually came home yesterday. So it's amazing. Medical science is incredible. So prayers of concern for Jeff as he heals and strengthens, but also joy that he is home and that things seem to go very well. But also prayers of concern for Betsy, who while visiting Jeff in the hospital tripped and cracked her kneecap. So they didn't need this. So she's going to be seeing a specialist soon to determine a course of a treatment here for the future. But just hold Jeff and Betsy. I know you're home watching right now. We're thinking about you both and holding you in our hearts. Also hold Elieso Santana Jr., a dear friend of Joanna Perez, on the loss of a 4-year-old granddaughter named Gabby last week. I know it's just tearing the family up, which obviously it would. So I've asked, I've asked Johanna to just spread a message of love to that family. So hold them in your hearts and prayers on the loss of a beautiful, beautiful little girl, 4-year-old Gabby. Hey, I want to lift up a couple of joys as well. It's a good day for joys, isn't it? Carolyn Willard Kriebel's granddaughter, Erin Sable, graduated from Georgetown University on Monday, May 24th with a master's in science and biomedical science policy and advocacy program with straight A's. She completed it online in 1 year. That is pretty incredible. And also on May 16th, I always get this name wrong, Ursinus College, graduating class of 2020 held the in-person ceremony after the virtual commencement that was held last May. So that was for her Bachelor of Science degree, and now she's finished up her Master's degree. So a really busy and exciting time. Carol and Willard are up for her graduation. They'll be up in Pennsylvania. So we celebrate Kriebels with all of you and give Erin our biggest congratulations, okay? Another joy, Jana Ryan's back. I see her online here. She's back in Dunedin from California after being a proud grandma out there for the last 6 months or so. Jana, we welcome you back. Hope you're enjoying being back to some heat and humidity. Welcome back, my friend. And finally, Sue Markowitz is celebrating a birthday on June 1st. Sue, we say to you, the happiest of birthdays to you. Happy birthday, Sue. Anybody else out there with birthdays and anniversaries, go ahead and share them on the screen if you're on Facebook so we can celebrate you as well. And finally, again, Memorial Day, to all of you who have people in your families you've lost to service in some form in the military. This day is for us to recognize their sacrifice and to recognize you as well as you miss them and love them and just celebrate them this day and honor and recognize what they gave to this nation. So happy, or I want to say happy, blessed Memorial Day to all of you. May it be a day of just remembrances and powerful memories and celebrating those who sacrificed so much. Hey, I wonder now if you'll join me. We're going to kind of celebrate. This is kind of a service of celebrating music in a sense. So we're going to have a lot of videos through the service. Some of the greatest hits that we've done from the musicians that just gave such incredible time and talent to us over these last 15 months, this last year on eCam. And we're just going to kind of wrap up how this experience has been today in a sermon in just a little bit. But before we do that, just invite you to just pause for a moment on this Memorial Day weekend. Holy Weekend of remembrance. Take a few breaths. Take a few deep centering breaths. Breathe in peace. Breathe out any anxiety that's holding you prisoner in this time. You don't need that for this hour and for this day. My friends, let's be in worship together with a beautiful centering video and a flute performance by Ginny Pressgrove. Oh, that was beautiful. Absolutely. I'm going to mute one of my microphones here so I don't echo. Hopefully you can still hear me. Well, here we are, my friends, on this Memorial Day weekend. Once again gathered online via our software package here, eCam. It's the software that has helped connect us on Sunday mornings for these worship services, week in and week out. It's hard to believe, as I realized looking back over the last years I was doing this past week, that our first service like this in this format on eCam was exactly 1 year ago, May 31st, 2020. 1 year of broadcasting live from the Faith UCC studios here in Dunedin, Florida, Wow. And if you add in the time before we started streaming in this format, from mid-March to May 31st last year, well, we've been exclusively online for almost 15 full months. A virtual gathering of spirits, each of us in our living rooms or somewhere else, but connected here through this amazing gift of technology. It really is. It's been quite a journey for all of us, no doubt. And I just want to say I'm grateful for your virtual companionship on the journey as it has unfolded over these past 15 lonely, stressful, distance, and anxiety-inducing months. And I hope these services were able to bring a little joy and light into the times that we were and have been living through. I know just creating them, even as much work as they were and learning as they were, well, it was really meaningful to me. It helped keep my spirit from getting too restless and slipping into losing hope. So my hope is that they did the same for you and instilled some peace and some hope into the rhythms of your week as we live through this pandemic together while apart. The times were difficult, but we got through them together. And I know for me, these services were a big reason why. Speaking of time for things, today's reading I want to share is a good one for this time. It's a well-known classic that is as timeless and as meaningful as any passage. It's from Ecclesiastes with its message that for everything there is a time. So I invite you just to close your eyes and hear these words, maybe like you never have before, from the wisdom from our ancient author. For everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up what is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. Time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. Time to throw away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Wow. A time to seek and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. For everything there is a time. For everything there is a time. Now, these words have held great meaning for me this week as I both look back to where we have been the past 15 months and to where we are going as the new normal of a still uncertain future begins to unfold before us. I mean, for me, for us though, there was a time to close. There was a time to shut down, a time to protect one another, a time to love our neighbor when things were bad by keeping our distance. There was a time to stay home, a time to be cautious, and we did that. And I believe we did that really, really well. I'm proud of how we handled this unforeseen and deadly pandemic. I think we did this right. But now, as over 50% of this nation and over 98% of this congregation is vaccinated, well, it's apparent that a new time is upon us, a time to reopen, a time to regather. To talk about gathering up stones, and time to greet one another, and a time to reconnect. It's still a time to be cautious, don't get me wrong. For loving our neighbor means looking out for one another's health and well-being. But we are definitely moving into a new sense of togetherness time. And this time calls for newer, creative, and loving ways of reconnecting. And next week, Sunday, June 6, 2021, 15 months from our last in-person service, well, that time is here. I have to admit, as much as I'm looking forward to being open again, it's a bit bittersweet to me today that this will be our final eCam live stream service done like this, in this format. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm so looking forward to reopening, but I've really enjoyed coming directly into your living rooms every Sunday morning. I kind of felt like Stephen Colbert or Jimmy Kimmel with a lot less money. It's been fun, though at times it's been quite stressful, as Gary Hart can attest, who who's sitting behind me and has been gathering with me here each week, watching me pull my hair out when tech issues arise, as they always seem to do. And let me just say, I'm so grateful for Gary's presence here this past year. He's filled many roles. He's been a greeter, an usher, when someone comes to the door to see if we're open, because I can't get up and go do that. He's been a presence. He's sitting back here laughing at me. He's been a presence when it just felt lonely here. He's been the source of the sound of laughter for all my bad jokes. He's been my instant sermon feedback giver. And just by him being here each week, he doubled the attendance. I thank Gary Hart for his companionship and these lonely months coming from the studio. Thanks, Gary. But really, the main reason I will miss aspects of our eCam services, besides the fact that I have to give up the shorts and flip-flops on Sunday mornings. Did I say that out loud? I think I just did. Gary's laughing. It's the ability to be with so many of you that don't live in the area. That's what I'm really going to miss. I get to see you online, on our Facebook page, as you make comments, or just as your name pops up, that you are present, and that's been great. And so while I realize that so many of you that live in the area are excited to come back next week, I'm also cognizant that there are many for whom this live stream in this format has become an important part of your weekly spiritual life. And this will at first seem like a bit of a bummer that this could be that this will be the final service like this. But let me reiterate, like this. Because one of the silver linings, if you will, of COVID is that we have learned some really important lessons here. And the biggest one for us in terms of our worship is that what we are doing here cannot and should not ever stay confined within these walls. It needs to be set loose into the world for all to hear who need to hear a message of inclusion and love and hope. So prior to COVID, we were kind of dabbling in streaming the service out time to time, knowing we should invest in it, but it never really rose to the level of urgency. In terms of our scripture passage, then there was a time, but we didn't see it yet. We didn't fully grasp it yet. But now we have, as the times have changed, and we're pushed to see the real need to get creative. So to our friends in the hinterlands of the north, or the east or the west, who cannot gather in person each week here at Faith UCC, or to those who are just not ready to come back, or to those who might feel sick on some Sunday morning and wisely choose to stay home. Well, the good news is that even though this will be the last service like this, we're going to do our best to build up an excellent live stream that blends both in-person and virtual worship in a new way, so we can continue to be a gathering of spirits both here and wherever you are in powerful and meaningful ways. Our motto will continue to be, wherever you are here. And the possibilities, while they might take some time to perfect, are really, really exciting. So if you are not literally here next week because you live elsewhere or because you're just not ready to come back, tune in as you usually do and join the worship experience in a new way as we move into these emerging times. They'll look a bit different, maybe not as exciting at first as we work through some things, but we'll get it up to speed fast and deliver something spectacular in the weeks and months to come. There is a time. I promise we will meet it. Finally today, on this final Sunday of being closed, God, it feels good to say that. It feels strange and good to say that. This final Sunday of being closed, hopefully forever. I want to just pause and celebrate the best of what we have done here this past year through worship and especially through music. I mean, our music program has always just been excellent, led by Brian Smalley, whom I cannot wait for to come back and lead us again. I miss Brian's presence, and I miss his jokes week in and week out. He's got the best jokes. I hope he's been working on some new material to share with us upon returning. So our music program, an excellent committed choir with so many folks sharing their passion to sing, we were rolling along. We were still reeling, of course, from the loss of our dear friend Ron Emery right at the beginning of 2020. Saw him in the opening video, All Are Welcome. But we were moving in ways I think that he would have been proud of. We were cruising along, but then this whole thing happened. And our love of music as a part of worship had to swerve and become something that had never been before. We had to quickly adapt and learn new ways of sharing music, and so we did just that. We swerved. We dug in. We invested in new equipment. We learned new skills, and we adapted to the situation at hand. And I just want to say how wonderful I believe it has been. And I want to celebrate it today by just enjoying some of the anthems and videos that have accompanied us on the long road of pandemic. So you got a couple more coming up here. So we celebrate music today. And I want to just pause and recognize those who have brought music to us each week as we were distanced and often isolated, giving us something to engage the spiritual melodies of our hearts. And I think it was Martin Luther who once wrote that music is the art of the prophets that can calm the agitations of the soul. It's one of the most magnificent and delightful presents God has given us. Well, how true that seems today as we recognize just how agitated our souls and spirits have been, and maybe just what music has meant to us this past 15 months on the way. So I just want to say a big thank you today to Brian Smalley and to each and every member of our choir for making music such an intricate part of the Faith UCC way over the past many years, and who will again into this new future as we get going again. You all grounded that in us, and you set the bar to where we had to find ways to get creative because of the importance of music to this church that you instilled in us. And I also especially want to thank those who lent their time and their talent and their voices and their tech skills and passion for creating beautiful and meaningful music and videos these past 15 months to help lift our agitations of our isolated souls, as maybe Martin Luther would say. So I thank you. From the proverbial bottom of my heart, musician Carolyn Wong Stark, and soloist Michelle Konigsberg, and Esperanza McMillan, and Ginny Pressgrove, who delighted us with her flute. And yes, even Anne E. Deschamps, who created that wonderful song and video about change that we groove to. Let me tell you, don't go away after we sing the benediction, because we're gonna listen to it again. I also want to thank Wendy Brand for helping plan out our music. We met so often. And she often wrote new words to old hymns, making them fit the mold of where we were going. Thank you, Wendy. And finally to Michael Stark, who took all that music, pumped it into computers, through all these wires and stuff, and rearranged it at times and blended it together, and often set it to really cool imagery like we've seen, and as well as his technology guidance. Thank you, Michael. To all of you, I hope you'll all join me in saying thank you, thank you, thank you. You have helped make these services so excellent, and so on this day, it's just a day to say thank you and to celebrate the great gifts that you have given us week in and week out. You have reminded us that music, past, present, and future, pandemic or normal times, in good times and in not so good times, music connects us, allows us to feel the rhythms of God together, no matter the distance. And for that gift, we are thankful. My friends, I'll be reflecting more on the past 15 months and how it has impacted us more extensively in the open door this week. We got a lot more thank yous to get out there too. I don't want this to feel like an Oscar acceptance speech though. So please watch the open door this week and into the coming weeks as we thank folks for have stepped up and done so much here. For there's a time to look back, I guess our scripture author would say, but there's a time to look back. And if there is, well, then there's certainly a time to look forward. As I do look forward, I just want to say for us as a church, as I peer into the future, well, I am so excited. I think we're about to move into that new phase of our existence. Call it Faith 2.0 that we explored a year ago, early in this pandemic. Like, what are we going to look like when we come out of this? Well, we're here. We're here. And with this new refreshed space, and I cannot wait for you to see how this place looks. Whew, it's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. To a new way of streaming our messages to the world and streaming into living rooms all over the place in new ways. To ramping up the new ministries that have taken root these past 15 months and now are about to blossom. To meeting all the new folks that have joined the church, and to welcoming visitors in person and online. Well, we have so much to look forward to. We're about to pop. We're about to explode. We're about to burst forth like an overfilled red Pentecost balloon and carve a new path of inclusion and love out of this darkness of the past 15 months and into the light of a new time, new experiences, new ministries, new folks along for the journey, and a renewed sense of the importance of community. So as we close the book on this format and chapter, let us prepare to embrace the new one that is coming We'll be emerging in the weeks and months to come. We have great days ahead, and I cannot wait to share them with you all, wherever you are. But remember, wherever you are here, and you are an intricate part of this movement of love, and that will never change. So peace be with you all from the studios here at Faith UCC until I see you either in person or online from the new and improved Sanctuary studio next week. Be well, my friends. Have a blessed Memorial Day weekend. Amen.
Calling me to be
That is what I'm talking about. Wow. How beautiful is that? Thank you, guys. Excellent. Oh, my friends, I wonder if you'll join me in a little deeper time of centering our spirits and hearts in God, prayer. God of peace, in whom we live and move and have our being. We give thanks and praise for the gifts that you graciously bestow upon us this day. This gift of life, which you sustain at every moment through the breath of your Spirit. The beautiful natural world and mysterious, awe-inspiring cosmos. For this family of faith, that's stuck together and grown even stronger through the challenges of the past year, and for the time to come together again next week, to see one another, to experience a sense of wholeness again. Oh, for all of this we give just thanks and praise. And like Ecclesiastes reminds us, there's a time for everything. And for us that means there was a time to distance, but thankfully that means then there's a time to come together, to regather again. And for that, when each of us is ready, is something to be thankful for. On this Memorial Day weekend, O God, we honor the men and women who have died while placing our lives ahead of their own. In times of conflict and war and service. And so we hold them and their families in our hearts this day and this weekend. For their example of courage, selflessness, and love, we give you thanks. And we ask the fullness of your presence in the lives of military men and women today, whose lives are always at risk. And as we always pray soon that their work becomes unnecessary, as swords are beaten into plowshares, and spears turned into pruning hooks, and violence and fear turned into peace and love. Hear our prayer for peace this day, this Memorial Day weekend, O God. And healing God, we also stand in a spirit of gratitude for your presence and sustenance, and in the midst of all of life's burdens and the wounds we carry and the grief we bear, the illnesses that are keeping us from wholeness, and amidst all the times of struggle. May the gentle light of your sustaining presence and healing presence and peace shine especially bright in the lives of all those who need that light in this time. And Lisa Popovich and Erica Miller and Jeff and Betsy Gannier and Mark Campbell, Neil and Peg Lefebvre and Helen Talenko, Jim Peterson, Mama Liz, Pat Sargent and Rosemary and her family, and Mike and Glenda, friends of Ron and Suzette Hughes, and of course Elieso Santana Jr. and his family, friends of Joanna Perez, the loss of a little one. May our prayers, O God, those that we pray aloud and those that we hold right here in the silence of our hearts, may they find a way into the mystery of your being, into the love and peace that is your Spirit. Oh God, we lift these prayers to you this day. I wonder, my friends, if you'll join me praying a beautiful interpretation of that ancient prayer that Jesus taught us so long ago. Please join me. Essence of life that is in us, that permeates every fiber and molecule of the universe. Awe-inspiring is the thought of you. Let us ponder your closeness, compassion, empathy, understanding of all creation. Give us what is necessary to live, and wipe clean the slate of our mistakes, our unkindnesses, our failures to act, as we forgive the unkindnesses and mistakes of others. Help us to do what is right for our world, and keep us safe as we avoid the pitfalls of existence. For you are our connectedness, the energy, the power, and the magnificence for all time, eternity, and timelessness. Namaste and Amen.
Taste and see, taste and see the goodness of the Lord. Oh, taste and see, taste and see the goodness of I will bless the Lord at all times. Praise shall always be on my lips. My soul shall glory in the Lord. For God has been so good to me. Taste and see, taste and see the goodness of the Lord. Oh, taste and see, taste and see the goodness of the Lord, of the Lord. Glorify the Lord with me. Together let us all praise God's name. I called the Lord who answered me. From all my troubles I was set free. Taste and see, taste and see the goodness of the Lord. Oh, taste and see, taste and see the goodness of the Lord, of the Lord. Worship the Lord, all you people. You'll want for nothing if you ask. Taste and see that the Lord is good. In God we need put all our trust. Taste and see, taste and see the goodness of the Lord. Oh,
Oh, that was beautiful. Love the singing. Love the videos, the pictures. It was wonderful. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Nice beat. I love the beat on that. Found myself just grooving. Hey, my friends. One final time in this format. I hope you found this service meaningful. And if you did, and you'd like to make an investment, a contribution, an offering for the work that we do together in spreading inclusion and love in the world, you can visit our website right up there, www.faithucc.org, and there's a give button at the top. And you can give via PayPal or Vanco. You can set up all sorts of different things in there. So go ahead and visit that if you are interested in making a love offering for the work that we do here together. And and I just want to say thank you for your generosity, as I like to say each week. It's just unparalleled, and I say thank you for your continued generosity in making this thing just pop. Yeah, I do want to say to our website, it's fairly new. It's not complete yet. We're working on it. We're going to add a blog site there, so I'd love to get some of you writing on there. It's about the congregation, the community. So there's going to be lots of opportunities to share some of your own writing on there. I'll be writing on there. There's a new calendar section that we're working on, and there's just some really cool stuff there. So do take a look. And I'm hoping that as we work on streaming in a new way, that with Vimeo, we're going to be able to stream right to our website. So that's something we're going to be working on over the coming months here, hopefully even sooner than that. And then if you're at home, you can just go right to our website. You can't do that now, but you should be able to, hopefully in the near future here. Got bugs in here. Bugs in the studios. And you can go right to our website then at that time and just watch the service right there. That'll be really, really cool and really handy for people. So watch for more information on that to come. My friends, we're going to sing our way out of here, singing for peace one last time in this format, with all of your voices leading the way as we've done for the last 15 months. And then I'm going to be staying here for a little while afterwards and breaking down the studio. It's kind of weird to say that, but I'm packing away the green screen and getting things going for next week. So exciting times, interesting times, but here we are, and it's good times. So have a great, blessed Memorial Day weekend, celebrating those we've loved and lost to service. Hope the hot dogs are tasty, the hamburgers are fresh off the grill, whatever you're doing today. Just be safe and have a great day. We're going to sing our way out of here for peace, and then we're going to close out the service officially with a great song and video by Annie Deschamps called Change. You've seen it before, but you can watch it again and again, so don't leave too quickly. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you here or in person next week. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin us.
Peace on earth, love, peace that was
everyone. Love one another. Serve our God. Amen.
I can't pretend that I'm the one who has been put upon. I can't pretend that I am not to blame for measuring the state of things by how it's treating me, believing we're treated all the same. I was thinking that our history had nothing to do with me. I wasn't there, no blood is on my hands. But if I tremble at the cross of Jesus, then the words I can't breathe mean I gotta understand. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Hey, what kind of change am I? What kind of change are you? Come on, listen to our brothers, love our sisters, love each other. The call ain't nothing new. What kind of change are you? I'll tell you that I traveled far down the road with my guitar. I know in every city that I go, the poorest part of town is always black or brown, and there ain't no one there I would ever know. They're tearing down the Family Dollar, putting up an ice cream parlor. $7 will buy a gourmet cone. We keep draining all the color till we'll never know each other. Neighborhoods are lines that we have drawn. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Are you ready?